I was 12 years old when my father, who was going through a financial crisis, came and asked me to switch to a government school because he was no longer able to afford the fees of a private school. I thought about it for a minute and I told him I had no problem. But when we went to the principal next day to take her signature on the school leaving certificate, she said to my father, well, I think Anjali is a bright child. I don't want her to switch to schools because of financial situation. And so she promised a full fee concession for the next 4 years. With this assurance coming directly from the school head, my father agreed and I continued my studies. This all went great for a couple of months until we received a defaulter notice mentioning that we have to pay the tuition fees and we have not paid it on time. At first, we thought it's a clerical mistake, but the notice kept coming. And when we explained the situation to the principal, she claimed, I don't recall having such a conversation with you. And stop making excuses because as you now have to pay the entire tuition fees along with the late fine. We were shocked and hurt and extremely disappointed. And for the next 6 to 8 months, my father, he knocked on every door he possibly could. He wrote hundreds of letters to bureaucrats, ministers, their PAs to seek help. But since we had no written proof of the principal committing to a full fee concession, there was not much anyone could have done about it. And then one day, someone from the admin office came to our class and he said, Anjali, pick up your bag and come with me. I was in 10th standard by then. He took me to the kindergarten section and he said, until your father clears all the dues, you will be sitting in the nursery class. It was super embarrassing for me. And I told my father, and he said, don't lose hope. The time is testing us, but it shall to pass. And so for the next week, I sat in the nursery class and I used the lunch breaks to catch up with my friends for the homework and class notes. But one day, something triggered me. I don't remember exactly what. Maybe someone was making fun of me or a teacher was passing a comment. But I lost my cool. I ran to the reception, school reception. I was crying and I called my father. I said, please take me back home. I do not want to come back to this place ever again in my life. At that moment, there was no internet, there was no tuition. I think we were not able to afford the tuition, home tuitions as well. And there was no sibling or family member who could support me with studies. All I had was my books and time, I think 6 to 8 months to prepare for the final exam. So I used what I had and I scored 8.6 CGPA in 10th grade, in 10th standard. This success was not just mine. I had support from my family members, from my friends, their parents, my teachers. But more than that, there was this resilience that was there inside me, and it reflected in my actions throughout. I know you might be wondering this. The title of the speech was "Happiness Starts Within." We'll get to that, but let me remind you that it is not just happiness that starts within. Everything you want to feel or accomplish, the journey starts from within. We as a women are nurtured to keep others before us, and we seek that appreciation or that comfort from others. But what we forget is we all have it within ourselves. We just need to look inside us and we'll find it. We'll know that we are enough and we have enough for ourselves. I promise we'll talk about happiness, right? So last birthday, I went to this beautiful place called Kajjar. It's a small town in Himachal Pradesh, India, and it's also known as mini Switzerland. Um, while having conversations with the local people there, I realized how happy and satisfied they were with their life. If we look at it from from a bird's point of view, they do not have a lot of resources like we have in the cities. They don't have AC, refrigerators, washing machines, shopping malls, amusement parks. They don't have it. They don't have these things. Even to meet the basic necessities of life, they have to work so damn hard. I noticed a lady in her 60s carrying water and wood all up the hill by herself. And here I was complaining about my backache in my late 20s. And so these people, they don't have a lot of resources, but they're not worried about it either. While having a chat with one of the locals there, I asked him, what are your dreams and aspirations? And he said, ma'am, I don't, all I want to do in my life is to make sure that we do not destroy the balance of nature and ruin the beauty of mountains in the name of development. He showed the same compassion towards animals and birds and all the living beings he shared that space with. And then at that point, I realized whatever I want to give to my family, to my friends, to all to the world out there, I need to have it in myself, because if you don't have it in yourself, you can't give it out to others. And I realized that I want to start with happiness. I would like to take this opportunity to ask each one of you to take a few seconds and think about what is that you want to give out to others and still are searching for it outside. Maybe just take, you can use the chat box to respond. And if you are still searching for outside, maybe take a moment to look back into your life, into your experiences, and I'm sure you will find that same feeling inside you. You just need to nurture it, and you'll have it all. Go shine, girls. Thank you. With that, I would like to conclude by thanking Uma for this amazing opportunity to call me here and to train me in the last couple of months to share my story here. And I would also thank you all for listening so carefully. And special thanks to my friends from India and Brazil, Jade, Anamika, Ambika, Nisha, who showed up. It's too late for them, but they still showed up. Thank you, girls. I love you.